Beth, we should go.
Welcome into a solo review here for Box Office Quarterbacks. I am Jeffrey Gordon. We are talking about Cocaine Bear today, which I just got out of about an hour ago. I have to say, one of the funnest movie experiences I've had in the past several years. It was a great time for everyone in my theater. Me and my wife are laughing the entire time. I am going to talk about spoilers in this review. I initially, coming out of this theater, said that this was the modern day Snakes on a Plane. It just has that same kind of vibe as the Samuel L. Jackson movie from about 15 years ago. It's B movie campy. It's gory. Uh, there is some crazy stuff in this movie. Uh, separated from the the initial shock of seeing a bear do cocaine in the first 5 minutes of the movie. You see somebody, get their leg ripped off. There's kids doing cocaine in this movie. It is a wild ride for the hour and 30 minutes runtime that we did get here. The story is pretty straightforward. You get a $14 million load of coke that is fumbled onto the ground over Tennessee and Georgia and this whole kind of uh, tri-state area, if you will, that the bear kind of roams in, and we're kind of off and running. Ray Liotta's character plays a drug kingpin in his last movie role, and I really loved him in this. He doesn't have much screen time, but he really does kind of ham it up and play kind of a scary gangster in the scenes that he's in. I did love O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube's son, and Alden Ehrenreich as the two sort of leads of this movie, I guess, along with Kerry Russell. They are connected to Ray Liotta's character, Alden Ehrenreich being his son and O'Shea Jackson Jr. being his friend. They have to retrieve the cocaine that was dropped in the forest. And then you have Kerry Russell's character being a mom looking for her daughter and her daughter's friend who skipped school and happened to be there at that time. You have a whole bunch of other supporting characters that I think are really strong too. In particular, Margot Martindale, who plays the park ranger. And I think she is just absolutely hilarious in this movie. She definitely steals every scene that she's in. And her and Jesse Tyler Ferguson are just hilarious additions to a movie like this. The gore factor is pretty crazy. I know I talked about that right when I started, but you see some crazy stuff. You see somebody's head get ripped off. You see intestines being eaten by, spoiler alert, little baby cocaine bears that show up at the end of the movie. You also get a death scene where Margot Martindale's character accidentally shoots one of the other characters in the head, and the gore factor is just crazy. And they really do a good job with the practical effects here. The bear is all CGI, but I mean, it doesn't take away from the charm whatsoever. Like, it makes it even funnier, I guess, that like it's somewhat cartoonish in a way. Just the way the bear moves, especially there's a scene in the middle of the movie where we're at a standoff with the detective hunting down these drug dealers. The two guys retrieving the cocaine, one of the kids that led him to it, and the bear. The bear falls asleep on top of Alden Ehrenreich at this point, and that's when you find out that the bear is a girl in a pretty kind of crude and very funny way, with the bear uh, getting back on cocaine at a certain point and kind of scooting across the forest. It's definitely a sight to see. I really did love this movie. I really loved the camp factor of it. I really love that it didn't take itself too seriously, because when this movie was announced, uh, you didn't really know what tone it was going to be because it was based on a true story, obviously a fabricated version of that story where the bear in real life, I think, ate all the cocaine and died. Here, the bear kind of gets an addiction to the cocaine and just keeps seeking it out all throughout the forest, and is played up for laughs for sure. So I love that this was just one big budget B movie throughout the entire thing. I loved it. I 100% recommend it. I would say my favorite characters in this movie are going to be Alden Ehrenreich, O'Shea Jackson Jr., and Margot Martindale. I thought they were just fantastic and were pretty funny in their own different ways. I also like the little kid that played Henry, the little blonde kid in this movie. Uh, at the end of the movie, when Ray Liotta and his son and his friend come face to face with Kerry Russell, her daughter, and Henry. I love that he says, "My name is Henry, and I'm just so fucking tired right now after everything I went through." It is a great time. And I think this is a movie that you do have to see in theaters just because of the experience. Like watching this with an audience is something that is only going to enhance the experience. There were some people in front of me who were like, "Hey, pull out the gun," at certain points of this movie. So I really dug it. I really think that you guys will dig it too. I know the other guys in our show will definitely get a kick out of it as well. Moving to our ranking scale, I mean, this is one of the funnest movies, one of the funnest movie experiences I've had in a while. Like I said at the beginning of this episode, I have to give it an all star. I Hall of Fame is kind of reserved for like the upper echelon movies, but this is a movie that I'm definitely going to watch again. 100%. I want everyone to see this movie and give me a sequel. I know Asylum is making like a Meth Gator movie as a spoof on this movie, but I want to see a cocaine shark or a cocaine bear versus something. Like, give me Cocaine Bear versus Godzilla and Kong. I don't even care at this point. I just want to see more movies like this. So Universal is definitely taking chances nowadays. You got this movie, you got that movie Strays coming out, which is like an adult Homeward Bound, if you will. So I am down to see any movies that involve animals and kind of crew jokes and everything like that. It's right up my alley for sure. So I say see it. It's an all-star. I have nothing but good things to say about this movie, and I highly recommend it. But that is going to be my quick kind of thoughts on Cocaine Bear. It's in theaters now. See it while you can, and tell us what you think when you do see it. So this has been our solo review. My name is Jeff. Our guys will be back next week. We're going to be talking about Creed 3. But until then, like and subscribe. Catch up on all our old episodes. We'll see you guys next week.